agricultural landscapes are now our dominant ecosystem globally on land. And, it's primarily just a few crops, all annuals, that we're growing. We're very blessed to have the richest soils in the world, some of the deepest soils in the world. So we're well buffered as a nation against the horrific rates of soil loss that we see here, but that doesn't mean we're immune from it. The intensity at which we're impacting the land has increased.
In the United States, there are over 900 million acres that are devoted to agriculture, and about half of that is used to grow row crops. Those are corn, soybeans, wheat, things like that. And so the other half is livestock, forests, that type of thing.
We've got to figure out some ways to produce what we need with the right incentive programs available to farmers.
The Federal Crop Insurance Program is the largest federal farm subsidy right now. And right now, the way it is, farmers don't really have an incentive to invest in soil health, which we know has good benefits for the environment as well as for farmers' productivity. And so our suggestion is that we should reform the Federal Crop Insurance Program so that we incentivize farmers to make choices that are good for the environment and good for their bottom lines.
So can you explain in layperson's terms how we're going to call the Federal Crop Insurance Program the FCIP from now on? How the FCIP affects what farmers do on their individual fields?
The FCIP charges farmers using a set formula, and that formula is the same for whether a farmer is taking a lot of precautions and investing in building up his field's resilience to weather events like droughts, or whether the farmer is taking a lot of risks and saying, I'm going to go ahead and do X, Y, and Z, even though it might increase my risk of crop loss. And so that's kind of similar to a car insurance company evaluating a driver that gets reckless driving citations and a driver that has an impeccable driving record, evaluating them the same.
Having grown up on a farm and having had agriculture as the central feature of my life, it'd be much better to say how glorious it is and how great we're doing in terms of the landscape management of our nation. But it's just very difficult given our current crops of primary focus to do a good job on managing the water and soil resources.
I grew up as the 5th generation on my family's farm in rural Nebraska, and my dad's still farming there as we speak today. And so what he always taught me, and my grandfather always taught me, is that if you take care of the land will take care of you. And so in order to pass the farm along from generation to generation, we really need to make sure that we have a healthy soil ecosystem that can sustain yet another generation on the family land.